The national anthem. May we be seated? Your Excellency, President Bola Tinubu, service chiefs and heads of intelligence agencies are present, senior corporate distinguished ladies and gentlemen, participants of the senior executive course number 46 of the since its establishment in 1979 as Nigeria's apex policy think tank, as military officers as well as medium and senior ranking civil servants are here to submit. I would like to invite the Director General of NIPSS. Different sectors are experiencing phenomenal progress. To invite the first presenter to go ahead with his report.
Thank you, Staff Officer to Mr. President. Of Senior Executive Course 46-2024 of the National Institute for our course report today. Presenting with me are Ambassadors Lami Saudarama Ahmed and Dr. Evelyn Itaibi. Mr. President, sir, on the 24 of the National Institute, may I humbly on our assigned theme, beginning with background to the study. Digital technologies and innovations have emerged collectively.
Further weaken the plan's effectiveness. Thus, the National Development Plan could be revised to incorporate emerging.
Recommendation 6. The federal government of Nigeria should facilitate accelerated transition.
Thank you very much for having keenly listened to the reports along with its recommendations. You may wish to.
Research and recommendations highlighting the need for a sustainable growth and potential for Nigeria to lead the continent in digital economy. I thank you very much for well-researched, thorough contribution to our thinking, but don't stay away. At the core of our administration, we set the priority since we started to empower our youths. We are not going to relent on that. We need the collaborative efforts of everybody here. The recommendation I've listened diligently and carefully to the thorough work you've done. We are going to continue to engage you as a resource center. I've just had a very good meeting with the group talking about the census. This one leg that you cannot ignore to have accurate census. Who are we? How many are we? Where are we? State. As Nigeria's foremost think tank group, you've highlighted even some overlaps in some of the agencies. I noted that. Don't forget to bring it forward in your recommendations. I commend all the participants for their dedication, depth of inquiry into the vital theme. You are an asset to our country, and we will continue to collaborate to have a renewed hope accomplished for this country. I think Honorable Minister for Communications should coordinate with the group, not only leaving the recommendation to SGF, and I'm glad the head of service is here too, listening. You've seen some of the agencies. So we can review those areas for implementation to streamline all areas of conflicts. For me, I'm available to work with you. DG, thank you with your team. As the finance minister coordinating economic minister mentioned that we just met, a Nigerian success team, Flutter Wave. Tonight we are going to be talking on livestock development, to put to that ministry with investors coming from Brazil. Extremely excited about that. We need your inputs. NIPSS, you're driving a legacy that this institution will continue to contribute to the growth, prosperity of Nigeria. I thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, Mr. President. Thank you very much, DG,
Presidency, management, staff, and participants of the National Institute, gentlemen of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Your Excellency, I am deeply honored to stand before you, even though I'm sitting, to stand before you today on behalf of the management, staff, and participants of the Senior Executive Course 46, 2024 of the National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies based in Kuru. We are gathered here on this august occasion to present the outcome of our rigorous research on the digital economy, youth employment, and sustainable job creation in Nigeria issues, challenges, and opportunities. Mr. President, allow me to begin by commending your unwavering dedication to the Renewed Hope Agenda, which is a bold vision that has rekindled optimism and set Nigeria on the path of sustainable economic transformation. Under your leadership, sir, our great nation is witnessing decisive action in economic reforms, job creation, and digital innovation. Your administration's strategic interventions in key sectors, including fostering innovation hubs and providing financial support to tech startups, have strengthened Nigeria's global competitiveness and positioned our youth as vital contributors to national development. Additionally, sir, your government has prioritized the expansion of broadband infrastructure, which is paving the way for improved digital connectivity and economic opportunities. These efforts, alongside strategic initiatives such as the 3 million technical talent jobs program, the Nigeria Data Protection Act to safeguard digital transactions, and the establishment of Presidential Council on Digital Economy and E-Government have demonstrated a firm commitment to empowering the next generation of Nigerian innovators and job creators. The National Institute, sir, has followed with keen interest the proactive steps your administration has taken to harness the immense potential of the digital economy. The approval of policies that promote innovation, digital literacy, and entrepreneurship reflects your commitment to empowering young Nigerians with the skills needed to thrive in an increasingly technology-driven world. We celebrate your visionary leadership, sir, which has inspired hope among millions of young people who seek opportunities for meaningful engagement in the economy. Your Excellency, sir, the National Institute remains steadfast in its mandate to provide cutting-edge research, policy recommendations, and strategic insights that drive national development. Since its establishment in 1979, the Institute has nurtured transformative leaders who have made significant contributions to governance, policy formulations, and national security. Today, we reaffirm our commitment to supporting your administration in shaping policies that will catalyze inclusive growth and sustainable job creation in Nigeria. Mr. President, sir, you will recall that you mentioned to us last year that as a nation, we missed several opportunities to put our country on the path of prosperity. Sir, we at the National Institute took that as a challenge that never again are we going to allow Nigerian opportunities to pass Nigerians by. Based on the theme of this year, sir, we were convinced that you care about Nigerian youth and that you want Nigerian youth to participate fully in the development of the country. We therefore set a challenge to answer 3 major questions, knowing fully well that you do care about youth. The first question we tried to answer was to ask ourselves, do we have youth that can play effectively in the digital economic sector? Sir, our presentation will answer that in the affirmative. We again ask ourselves, do we have talents everywhere in Nigeria, regardless of ethnic groups? And our answer is yes. And we ask the question, can we collaborate as MDs to help us get ahead faster? And the answer is also yes. Mr. President, sir, the theme gift we have for you today was designed to also answer those questions in an operational format. Unfortunately, we will not be able to present to you Mr. Hope, who is a humanoid robot that we, together with the Ministry of Communications, through the agencies under it, developed that we believe will be of assistance to Mr. President. I believe at some other opportunities, we will present to you the gift of a humanoid robot that was developed by collaboration between the National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies and the Ministry of Communications, whose minister is here, sir. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, our research has meticulously examined the digital economy as a critical enabler of employment generation. We recognize that in an era of technology-driven innovation, Nigeria must aggressively leverage its youthful population to build a thriving digital ecosystem. From fintech to agri-tech to e-commerce to artificial intelligence, the opportunities are boundless. However, our study also identifies systematic challenges that must be addressed, including infrastructural deficits, inadequate digital skills, and regulatory bottlenecks. Mr. President, sir, in the course of this study, participants of the Senior Executive Course 46 engaged in extensive consultations with stakeholders across various sectors. We also visited several states in Nigeria and some countries within and outside Africa as part of our study tours. Our findings highlight the urgent need for targeted policies to foster an enabling environment for startups, enhance access to finance, and expand broadband penetration. We believe that with your administration's continued support, Nigeria will fully unlock the potential of the digital economy and create millions of sustainable jobs for our teeming youth. Your Excellency, sir, as Nigeria seeks to strengthen its position as a regional leader in digital transformation, it is imperative to harness public-private partnerships that will drive innovation. We propose strategic collaborations between government institutions, the private sector, and academia to equip young Nigerians with 21st century skills. Furthermore, we must accelerate the implementation of policies that promote digital inclusivity and bridge the urban-rural divide in access to technology. At the National Institute, we are committed to building capacity and generating knowledge that will support these policy initiatives. Our research underscores the importance of fostering a knowledge-driven economy where innovation thrives, business scale, and the youth find meaningful employment. The recommendations from this study, which will be presented shortly, outlines pragmatic strategies for achieving these objectives. Your Excellency, permit me to express profound gratitude for the continuous support you have extended to the National Institute. Your administration's recognition of the pivotal role of policy research in nation building reaffirms the importance of institutions such as ours in shaping Nigeria's future. We remain resolute in our mission to provide government with actionable insights that will inform evidence-based policymaking. In conclusion, Mr. President, let me reiterate the National Institute stands ready to continue collaborating with your administration in actualizing the bold vision you have set for Nigeria. We commend you for your relentless effort in ensuring that the Nigerian youth are not just job seekers, but job creators, empowered by technology and innovation. On this note, Your Excellency, I will invite, with your permission, the Monitor General of the Senior Executive Course 46 to lead his team in presenting their report to Mr. President and the rest of the audience. Thank you, and may God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
I would like to join Your Excellency and indeed my colleague, the Honourable Minister, in really congratulating Senior Executive Course 46 of NIPSS, led by the Director General, for what is clearly a brilliant contribution in a critical area at a critical moment in time for the Nigerian economy. ICT, which we know the digital economy includes fintech, e-commerce, digital payments, artificial intelligence, which is the talk of the moment, as well as blockchain and cloud computing. I put all those together and call them ICT, and for over a decade, they have contributed over 10% to the GDP of the country. And I think it was last year, in the third quarter or so, the contribution went as high as over 16% of GDP contributed by ICT. So for that alone, in terms of Mr. President's macroeconomic reforms, based on stabilizing the economy, creating an environment for investment, job creation, growth, and reduction of poverty, the ICT sector is set to lead the all-important campaign. Just the other day, Flutterwave, the leading unicorn in Africa, a Nigerian company that is operating in Africa, in US, and in Europe, paid a courtesy call on Mr. President, and they opened up the investment opportunity by giving us the information, giving us the various financial metrics that are available in this important area, and they are looking to share with Nigerians. They are looking to list on the Nigerian Stock Exchange, and what we expect is that not just them, but others in this critical area will invest, will open up to the public, and make available as a driver of the Nigerian economy the all-important services, payments, remittances, and of course, the ability to transfer funds digitally, and thereby make the economic environment in Nigeria that much more robust, that much more efficient, that much more ready to benefit from the economic stability and the increased competitiveness of the Nigerian economy for, in particular, manufactured exports, and taking advantage of the African Continental Free Trade Area to, at a time when world trade seems to be contracting, we have the opportunity of dominating the ECOWAS market, dominating the African market. So once again, I believe I've also played my role in this all-important production by NIPSS by making the funds available on time for you to do what you have done. Thank you.
I think most importantly, Your Excellency, I'd like to, on behalf of the government, of course, show huge appreciation to the DG of NIPSS and the members of the Senior Executive Course 46. This has been an amazing experience, a stellar presentation. One of the best I've seen on the digital economy of Nigeria. And the information. Extremely thoughtful. I think we're grateful for the effort that you've put into this work. But I'd also like to highlight how blessed our country is at this time, given Mr. President's commitment, in fact, to nearly everything that you've highlighted in your presentation. A lot of the points that you've made on the digital economy bill, for instance, which is not being delayed. We've enjoyed a good relationship on this particular bill with the National Assembly. It was a joint decision that this will be the first bill in the history of Nigeria that will travel to all the states of the Federation and FCT. And I believe that this quarter we're currently completing the rounds. And hopefully in Q2, as you've proposed, we expect that it should be passed. I can say the same for right of way. Since this government came into office just about 18 or 19 months ago, we've seen 11 states not only reduce the right-of-way fee to 145, but totally zero-rated the right-of-way fees in Nigeria. So it is our expectation that by the end of the first term of Mr. President, that the entire country will actually zero-rate right-of-way. This is the work we're doing, and we're working quite closely with the Governors Forum on this. I'd also like to use this opportunity to announce to you that Nigeria is actually on track to being one of the first few countries on the African continent to move from IP version 4 to 6, being led by NIPSS. A white paper has been released on this. You spoke extensively in this same chamber, I think about 12 or so months ago. We approved the investment of $2 billion into 90,000 kilometers of fiber optic cable across the country to cover the entire country, which will bring it to the third longest on the African continent after South Africa and Egypt. We are making good progress on this project with the support of Ministry of Finance, where we've already gotten commitment of $500 million from the World Bank, and we expect that by Q3 to Q4 this year, we should start digging and laying fiber as well. Just a few weeks ago, Mr. President, together with the Council, approved the deployment of towers to rural areas that are currently not covered by telecommunication services. So our expectation is that by 2027, every Nigerian, regardless of their location, should have access to decent telecommunication services in the country. We're hoping that if you live in the rural area, the minimum access you have will be 25 Mbps, in the urban area, and in rural area, minimum will be about 15, in accordance with the national broadband plan. This is the target for the country. And you've also proposed that we should follow public-private partnership for 3 million technical talents. As you may be aware, we've been able to secure over 3 billion naira in support of this program from the private sector. And just recently, we also got a commitment of another 11 million euros from the EU towards the 3 million technical talents, thereby ensuring that we can drive the sustainability of the program. It's a fantastic day for our nation because your proposition aligns strongly with Mr. President's agenda, the support that is also given to our ministry. And I'm also extremely excited that there's a strong document beyond that has been produced from the ministry, from a third party that we can also use as an inspiration as we continue to drive the agenda of Mr. President. We believe firmly that the digital economy will truly contribute to helping us achieve the $1 trillion economy that Mr. President has set for us. Thank you so much for your efforts. We appreciate you.
Our protocol officers will lead you out.
Are we good?
Now, why can't you snap on a snap like this? Just block everywhere. I never see this kind of thing. Show a road, I said the man is blind.